Tell me if your precious Bentley commanded you to kill your own father and stand by while thousands of men, women, and children burned to life, would you have done it? Would you have kept your oath then?
Season 8 of Game of Thrones left a bad taste in people's mouths, and no matter what your opinions are on the season, I think we can all agree that it didn't live up to the greatness of the previous seasons. But instead of spilling hate towards what we recently got, let's celebrate what we've had all along. And that's amazing characters. Now, George R.R. Martin is very good at creating characters. I mean, his main character in Season 1 was really good, but the other characters were just even better, so he just killed off Ned and gave room for his story to unfold. Ned's death wouldn't have worked as well as it did if it weren't for the amazing characters such as Daenerys, Tyrion, Cersei, Jon Snow, Arya the Hound, Joffrey, Rickon, Varys, Littlefinger, fucking Jesus, Jorah, Theon, Robb, Jaime. He's just really good at creating characters. And a big part of that is his character arcs, which I believe anyone who's even interested in film could learn something from. So in this video I'll be teaching you how to create a simple character arc that still leaves the character with a fleshed out and interesting arc, and leaves the audience with a satisfying journey for the character. But first, what is a character arc? I think this is pretty important to know, so yeah, here goes. A character arc, in simple terms, is a change in a character's personality, morals, or his actions throughout the story. Basically, it's an inner journey, and the character has to end up with a different stasis than he started. He has to be different, and this change happens so that the character can overcome the external conflict by overcoming his internal conflict. Essentially, the character wouldn't be able to get through this story without this change. Character arcs are also crucial to us, the viewer or the reader or the audience, to relate to the character, because otherwise we wouldn't care about the arc and we wouldn't care about the story. That's the importance of a character arc, and why it's crucial to make your character arc resonate with the viewer. But you see, that's the hard part. Writing good character arcs is incredibly hard, and even when some characters aren't written necessarily bad, they still fall a bit flat as their change isn't emotionally impactful, or just simply isn't there. Now, a character arc can be very long and drawn out. For example, if the change is happening over the course of a trilogy or a TV series, then the viewer will follow that arc and get more attached to the character. However, smaller arcs in between that all eventually lead to the final goal are still important, as you need to keep the viewers engaged with different obstacles and consequences that in turn help the character grow. Alright, but now that we know what a character arc is, let's examine how to write one. One of the easiest plot points you can use to spark a character arc is to take away the thing that's most valuable to the character.
Your daddy ain't here. Never forget that. Yeah, this should help you remember.
This is what happened to Jaime Lannister in the Game of Thrones. Jaime was one of the greatest swordsmen in all of Westeros. He was regarded highly by the top fighters, and he was always feared when he entered a battle. His skill with the sword was everything to him. His reputation was built on it. And Jaime was a person whose reputation had taken him over. It was everything he was. But then in the beginning of Season 3, Jaime's right hand is chopped off by Locke. Suddenly Jaime's whole world is turned upside down. He's a cripple, like his brother. Suddenly he can't fight his way out of problematic situations anymore. Suddenly he's a lesser man than most. Now this drastic moment in the story leads to one of the most intriguing and emotionally resonant character arcs in the whole story of Game of Thrones, and one of the main reasons why Jaime is loved by most. It's a redemption arc. For the next couple of seasons, we see Jaime battling with this new defection, and he's shit. He fights like absolute shit, and Bronn makes a mockery out of him. But Jaime doesn't like that. No. He keeps speaking back to when he could have killed Bronn easily, and he possibly could have, but not anymore. Jaime can't handle or accept the truth, the reality that he's not great anymore. Jaime now has to learn to survive. Well, he survives fine with his money and his status and all that, but rather he has to learn how to thrive using his other traits. But he never really had many other traits. He used to run in guns blazing and ripping people to shreds, but he becomes a seasoned battle general now, and is eventually much more effective this way. Yes, in the past he'd take out 20 men in battle, but then he'd be captured. But now he's taken over Riverrun due to his ingenuity. He used to not even care about others than himself, and Cersei. But now to survive, he's created compassion, like helping out Brienne, who in turn helps him out in the future. The loss of his most valuable asset leads to Jaime acquiring attributes that are way more useful to him than ever before. But it only happens once Jaime accepts his new position. Only when he acknowledges that he's a cripple and that people start to underestimate him does he begin to use this as a strength. Now, the reason this character arc is so emotionally resonant with the audience is because it's realistic and relatable. As humans, we like to see these powerful, arrogant assholes be humbled a bit, and learn what it means to have compassion, aspirations, and go through troubles in life, and in turn, learn from them. Jaime's arc is compelling because we, the audience, can relate to his struggles. Maybe not losing a hand necessarily, but having lost something we rely on, and having to learn how to live without it. It humbles you, it really does. And it's realistic. It's a realistic journey of learning that there's more to life than success and glory. That human relationships and better morality is crucial for a happier life.
The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows.
It's more complex than just right or wrong, and that's what Jaime learns, and it's compelling as fuck. I love Jaime. Now, this method of taking away what's most valuable to your character is a simple way of making a beautiful and rich character arc for your characters. For example, if in your story you have a rich and arrogant man who's ignorant to the struggles of people in lower social classes, suddenly taking away his wealth and his power will lead him down a road of becoming a more fleshed out human being. This person will learn to succeed at less materialistic things and eventually become a character with realistic traits. And to us, the audience, that journey will be sexy as hell, and we'll end up loving the character. So if you're writing your own stories and struggling to make solid arcs for your characters, then remember this little tip. Now, of course, don't go on and apply this to every character, because there are more complex ways and better ways to create a character arc. But this method is just to help start off. But with Jaime, as an example, it can lead to an amazing journey that your audience will love, so it's not even that simple. It's just easy. But of course, that's just the beginning. You have to choose the journey he goes on. That can be a bit harder, but this is just a starting point. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and hopefully learned something. And if you didn't, then, well, I'll sell you my soul. I would love to hear who your favorite Game of Thrones character is down in the comments. And if you found this video interesting and want to see more like it, then why not leave a like so I know. Subscribe for more, and I'll see you all next time.